Well, hey there. I've got something kind of personal, a little different than what we typically share in these videos that I want to share with you today because I think you deserve to hear it. Because I think once you understand this, you would literally run through a brick wall to get it. So in case you are stumbling upon one of our videos for the first time, my name is Jordan Maylea. I'm co-founder of the Global Freedom Community alongside my mom and business partner, Kathy Schneider, where we help female entrepreneurs create laptop lifestyle. And today I want to talk to you about exactly what that phrase means, laptop lifestyle. So I just got back this week from a 3-week vacation with my husband. We purchased an RV last year, and one of our goals as a couple is to visit every national park in the United States. And so last year we purchased an RV so that we could, be gone for longer amounts of time. We could take the dogs with us, all that good stuff. So for most of this month, we were gone. We live in Texas, traveled through New Mexico over to Arizona, went to Petrified Forest National Park, hiked down into the Grand Canyon, went up to Utah, saw all 5 of the national parks there, and then cut back across southern Colorado to visit one more park before coming home, not home, but home to Texas, where we met my family at a resort for the weekend and just had a blast with my parents and my siblings, and then came home. So while we were gone this whole time, I think I might have worked 7 hours, like maybe. There was very little working going on this vacation. And during that time, our business did $33,065 in revenue. Now, before we get further into this, I have to tell you, I never, like my mom and I, we never share our numbers because we're like bragging or because we want somebody to be like, oh, well, good for you, or congratulations, or whatever. We share our numbers for one reason and one reason only, and that is because when we were new in our business, nothing inspired us more than when someone would share their numbers with us. In fact, I can very clearly, when I close my eyes, I can see the situation way back in 2013 when one of our mentors shared his numbers with me. And I can definitively tell you that was the first time that I really saw and recognized and understood what was possible in the online business industry, not just for like other people, but for myself. Hearing those numbers from someone that I looked up to, someone who I aspired to be like. Before that, I didn't really know anything about creating multiple streams of income. I didn't know anything about building a personal brand online. I didn't even know what was possible. And it was that conversation, and it's interesting, we actually weren't in person. It was like a conversation like the one you and I are having right now, where he was talking on a video. We actually had never even met in person yet at that time. And he shared those numbers, and that set me on a path that has led me to where I am today. So I share our numbers with the hope that someone, maybe you, is out there watching this, and this conversation that we're having right now will hopefully set you on a path to get where you want to go, because it shows you what is possible. So if you see me looking off to the side, I do have notes on my computer screen here because I don't want to ramble and I don't want to get off topic. But I really do want to talk from the heart. I just kind of wrote out my notes from the heart, just like word vomited all over this Word document over here. And I really want to pull back the curtain and show you specifically what we have done in our business that has led to these numbers that I just shared with you. Like, what have we done? How did we get there? How did we go from, not knowing about personal branding, not knowing about how to create multiple streams of income back in 2013, which with a little perspective is really not that long ago to now go on vacation for 3 weeks, generate over $33,000 in sales while working just 7 hours. Where's the middle? What happened to get to that point? So that's what I want to share with you today, because it does take work. But the cool thing is when it's working, that's when you have leverage. That's when your money, your income is no longer tied to the number of hours you work. It's tied to the number of lives you impact. And that is where the magic happens. And I want to show you how to get there. Okay, so grab some paper, grab something to take some notes with, because I'm just going to be talking today. There's no fancy editing going on. I'm literally just sitting here. I want you to pretend like we're sitting down at a coffee shop across from each other, and I'm just like giving you my business plan. Okay, that's what the purpose of this video is. So let's dig into it. It's really just 3 steps. But they're important. I'm going to really elaborate on each one so that you really walk away with some really great value. So step number 1, you've got to have an audience. Now, don't misunderstand me, okay? You don't have to have a big audience. You don't have to have an audience that you've been building for years and years or even months, in some cases, not even for weeks. In fact, you're going to be shocked to hear this, but I ran the numbers because I wanted to share them with you. Of that $33,000 in revenue that we generated while I was away, 17,000 of it came from people who had no idea who we were 4 weeks ago. People we don't know, people we've never spoken to, people who 4 weeks ago did not even know that me, that my mom, that Global Freedom Community even existed. $17,000. Okay, that's how quickly it can happen if you have the other 2 steps in place. These are people who saw a piece of content that we had created out on social media. They saw from that content that we had a solution to a problem they wanted solved. They went through our automated sales systems, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute, and converted into sales in a matter of days. Okay? This all happened organically. We're actually not running any ads for our business right now. We've ran ads in the past. We occasionally run ads, but as a general rule, our revenue is not driven by ads, okay? I just want to throw that out there because a lot of people have that misconception. So these are people that came in from just a regular social media post, just like the ones that we teach our clients to use, okay? So organic social media content. And I'm going to actually link in the description below to a couple of videos that we put out recently about how to find your niche and how to connect that niche to what you sell. And then our next video that's coming out is actually going to talk about how to create content for that niche that leads to leads and sales. Okay, so make sure when you're done watching this video, you go down to the description below, you check out those 2 videos that I link for you there, and then make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you get notified when that new video about creating content gets released. Okay, so that's step number 1. You've got to have an audience, but it doesn't have to be big and you don't have to be building it for a very, very long time as long as you have these other 2 steps in place. All right, so let's talk about step number 2. Step number 2 is your content. You've got to be creating content. And it doesn't have to be a lot of content and it doesn't have to be overwhelming, but the content you're creating needs to do 3 jobs. First, it needs to attract new friends and followers. Second, it needs to build trust and authority with the people who are consuming your content. And third, it needs to lead them to the next step where they can convert into a lead and or a customer. Okay, that's what your content should be doing for you. You shouldn't be out here just creating all this content for the sake of creating content. That's when it gets overwhelming. That's when it's hard to be consistent. That's when you feel like what's the point, right? When your content is you're just creating for the sake of creating because you've been told you need to be creating. But instead, your content needs to have a job. And your content's job is to grow your audience, to build trust and authority with that audience and to convert that audience into leads and sales for your business. That's why, as a business owner, you are on social media, okay? So that's what your content needs to do for you. So this month, 3 weeks of which I was out of town, our content, notice I didn't say my mom and I will say our content generated 307 leads for our business, which is like really small compared to what the big dogs do on a weekly basis. Like I have friends, mentors, coaches who will generate that in an afternoon, okay? And there's times when we are doing a bigger promotion where we will generate that many leads in a shorter period of time. But just the daily ins and outs, we generated 307 leads in this month so far, as of the time I'm publishing this video. So how do we define a lead? We define a lead as someone who is on our email list, because that means you have permission to follow up with that person. You have permission to sell to that person. They have raised their hand and said, hey, I kind of want to know more about what you do and how you can help me. So now you've got permission to share that with them, okay? So that is a lead, and that's one of the things that needs to be happening, but leads don't make you money, right? Leads by themselves don't make money. So we got to talk about number 3. All right. Number 3 is you've got to have the systems in place that convert leads and sales for you 24/7, whether you're working or not. That way, your leads, your sales, your income is not determined by the number of hours that you are putting in or when and where you are able to show up. So we create content. That content has a call to action that leads to a funnel. Those funnels offer free resources to our audience in exchange for their name and email address, with selling sequences on the back end that convert those leads into sales for us automatically. All right? That means if someone's watching a TikTok video or a YouTube video at 2 a.m. while my mom and I are fast asleep, or on a random Tuesday afternoon when I was hiking into the Grand Canyon with no cell phone service, they can go through our funnel and become a customer when they're ready to buy, not when I'm ready to sell. Okay, that's the difference. That's what an automation sales funnel will do for you. And it's like some people they hear the word automation and they go, ugh, that just sounds like impersonal. No, it's giving your lead an opportunity to buy when they're ready to buy instead of when you're ready to sell. Like, isn't that cool? Isn't that personalized? Isn't that the best? I mean, think about how we do online shopping. What if you could only shop on Amazon when Amazon was open for business, right? Like, one of the great things about Amazon is we can buy when we're ready to buy. We don't have to wait for them to be open. We don't have to wait to talk to someone, right? That's automation. So I don't want you to think about automation in a impersonal way. I want you to think about automation in a way of providing exceptional customer service to your audience so they can buy when they're ready to buy, whether you're working or not, okay? So we have used automated funnels like this to sell programs and products from $7 all the way up to $3,000 to people we have never spoken to, people we do not know. We have used these automated sales funnels to recruit new team members into our network marketing business, to sell affiliate offers and programs. Like, it doesn't really matter what your end game, what your main offer, the main thing that you sell, it doesn't matter what that is. You can use an automated sales funnel to convert those sales for you if you have the right systems in place. And I truly believe this is the number one thing that our business was missing prior to 2017. Prior to learning how to use this strategy. And that's what kept us from being able to create multiple streams of income without increasing our hours of work. And actually, once it's all set up and it's running and it's working for you, create multiple streams of income while working less hours than we used to work building just one. Okay, because before 2017, we did all of our sales manually. And what I mean by that is, people would have to send us a message, or we'd have to get on Zoom, or we'd have to meet at a coffee shop, or we'd have to get on the phone, right? We had to do a live event. Maybe it was virtual, maybe it was in person, but that's how we made sales. And we had to be there. right? We had to be on our phone. We had to be in our messenger inbox. We had to be in DMs. We had to be replying to emails. Now, we had residual income that was coming in from customers who had bought prior and they were buying again, like recurring orders. We had residual income from our network marketing team and things like that. But in order to actually grow our business and increase our revenue, we had to be there working on the phone, in Messenger, in email, on Zoom. But today, thanks to our automated sales funnels, our sales systems, I would say, because it's so much more than just a funnel. It's a whole system, a whole machine. Our business does the selling for us while we're out living our life. So we create the content directs people to our systems that do the selling for us. And because of that, you know what our inbox looks like now? Our DMs, our messenger, our email. It has messages every single day from people who are saying, hey, I want to work with you. Should I buy this program or that one? Or, hey, I'm on the sign up page, but I've just got one quick question. Can you answer it for me? Or, hey, I really want to do this. This is what my business does. This is a little bit about me and the problem that I have and the solution I'm looking for. Do you think this would work for me? So now, instead of selling in Messenger, selling in email, selling on Zoom, we pop in there to give reassurance, to be authentic, be real, have conversations, to tell people, oh, hey, this is the one for you. Oh, actually, no, I don't think this would work for you, but maybe try this instead, right? So we're in there talking to people who have literally already raised their hand and said, I want to work with you. How can I do that? We got an email last weekend from a client, a now new client. They weren't a client at the time. They were someone we'd actually never talked to. And the email, literally all it said was, where do I sign up? This is why before I left town, my number one goal was to batch, meaning to pre-make enough content that I could keep showing up consistently on social media while I was away without having to record new videos, without having to create images in Canva, without having to write captions. Because I knew if I had content that was continuing to work for me, the sales would keep coming in because our systems on the back end do the selling for us. So all I had to worry about while I was out of town was, is the content getting posted? So how much content? We recommend posting one hero piece of content every single week. That's a longer form piece of content like this video that you're watching now. And then we recommend choosing one or two social media platforms and posting at least once a day. That's it. So how do you get there? How do you build the audience? How do you create the content? How do you put the selling systems in place for your business that hustle for you 24/7 so you don't have to? I'm going to be brutally honest, and I'm going to tell you, because I feel like if we were sitting across from each other at a coffee shop right now, you're my best friend, you're asking me, how do I get here? This is what I would tell you. You're going to waste a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort trying to do it yourself. Okay? How do I know that? Because that's what my mom and I did prior to 2017. For 4 years, we worked to build a personal brand. We had all these ideas, all these things we wanted to do. We invested a lot of money in different strategies, but all we had was a bunch of stuff we knew but didn't really know how to use. So 4 years in, we had invested 4 years of our time, so many hours of effort, blood, sweat, tears. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, you know there's tears some days, right? We had invested a lot of money and we had not made a single sale that came from our personal brand. All right, so our personal brand 4 years in had literally generated $0 for our business. In 2017, we invested in a coach who helped us pull the last few pieces together. So now we didn't just have strategies, we had a system. And what she helped us do allowed us to take one step and then another, and then another, and then another. And you look up 10 months later, we had hit $300,000 in sales with our business because we were working from a system versus just working from a strategy. And since then, our business has gone on to generate at least one sale a day, every single day, since 2017. So here's what I'm gonna do. I want to invite you to attend one of our longer free trainings where I can lay out this entire system for you step by step and show you not just how we use it in our own business, but also how our clients are using it in their business to generate sales on autopilot 24/7. In fact, while I was out of town, one of our clients had a $20,000 week in her business as a result of the systems that I am sharing in this free training. So it doesn't just work for us, it will work for anyone who's willing to put in the work, which I know you are, and that's why I want you to see it. This training is going to show you step by step how to transform the content you're already creating for social media into daily leads and sales for your business. I'm going to drop the link to reserve your free seat below in the description. All right, you can go reserve your seat there. It's totally free. It is so packed with value. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about Laptop Lifestyle Academy, which is the program where we can work more closely together. And my mom and I can really lock arms with you and work alongside you to put these systems in place for your business. Because I believe, and my mom, I guarantee you she believes this too, we believe you deserve to have a business that hustles for you 24/7 so you don't have to. Okay, that's all I got for today. I'm gonna drop that link in the description below. It's gonna be right at the top of the description. So go reserve your free seat for this longer training. I can't wait to show you the system. I look back and I think like 5 years ago, this is what I always dreamed of. And I don't mean that in a bragging kind of way. I mean it in a way of telling you that all those dreams that sometimes feel so far away and so impossible, they actually are a lot closer than you think they are. You're this close. You're so close. You just need the right coaching, the right systems, the right support. And that's what my mom and I are here to do for you. So check out the link in the description below. I can't wait to see you on the free training, and I hope to see you joining us soon inside Laptop Lifestyle Academy.